First up, John in Silver Spring, Maryland, listening on Sirius XM 131. Hi, John.
Hi, Hank. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Pleasure.
First, I just wanted to tell you, I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago, when I first started listening to you, I was a Jehovah's Witness, and I called one night after I gathered up enough strength to make the phone call, and asked you if I needed to be rebaptized, and you said that I should find a healthy, well-balanced church and do such. So I just wanted to let you know that about 4 years later, my first daughter and I, who's now 9 months, were just baptized Lutheran together, and we've been at this church for a year, and I thank you so much for all that you've said on the radio.
Well, John, you just made my day. Thank you so much for that testimony.
Yeah, thank you. So my question is, I am a huge science fiction fan, and a lot of my friends are as well, and the other night we were all sitting around talking. Some of us are Christian in the group, some aren't. So we got to talking about parallel timelines or parallel worlds, alternate realities, that sort of thing. And I said that I'd like to believe in those things because they make for great stories. But I said I have to agree to disagree, because I think that if everything is according to God's will and God's plan, that leaves no possibility for there existing some alternate timeline where, the U.S. lost World War II, or we never went to the moon, or you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think the first thing we have to recognize, and by the way, good point, but we have to recognize that it's certainly possible that there are other universes. We can't discount that as believers. Look at the fact that we're in a small galaxy. When you think about the vastness of the universe itself, there are 100 billion galaxies with 100 billion stars. So we don't know what's out there, and certainly we do know God's prowess, His power, His omnipotence, His omniscience, and therefore we can't preclude the possibility that there are other universes, but that the same thing would have happened in inverse. I think you're right. I think there's very little probability of something like that being true.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks. That clears it up. I have several of your books, and I can't wait to get Has God Spoken sometime soon. So thank you so much.
You got it, John, and thank you so much for your call. It literally made my day. I just lit up hearing that testimony. I want to mention, too, that theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking is infamous for supposing that the existence of a vast number of universes, or a multiverse, as it's sometimes referred to, explains the fine-tuning of our universe. In other words, he thinks that given a sufficient number of random universes, one of them is bound to have the necessary conditions to support not only intelligent life, but also the proposition that blind chance can account for fine-tuning. In reality, however, the multiverse proposition is an utterly desperate attempt to account for an unfathomably fine-tuned universe. And we should note that there's not a shred of evidence to support the existence of a physical universe other than our own universe, much less a virtually infinite number of such universes. And therefore, people like Hawking are typically not exercising their gifts in the area of science, because their fanciful presuppositions are based on theoretical and theological pining, not scientific discovery. I've written about this in the Creation Answer book, by the way, which is also available through the ongoing work of the Christian Research Institute for your gift.